When you go in and it says sweet onions, pretty much they're all lying. Today it is all about fruit and veg. Well, not every fruit and veg, but the common ones and how to pick and how to choose and what makes what. So I'm going to start with tomatoes. We all love our favorite nightshade veg. It's actually a fruit. Many varieties. A lot of them right now are hothouse grown, which makes it fantastic for us to have prime veg and fruit all year long. So these little guys, the grape tomatoes, are fantastic, and they're firm and beautiful. And what I like to do is cut them and use them in salad. Now they don't last a long time. So if you sort of move something and you find that this little tomato has been hiding and it's all shriveled up, what I like to do is cut them in half. Sprinkle them with minced garlic and then a good drizzle of balsamic and bake them at 200 degrees for about an hour. And what you have are these little gems of sweetness. The tomato releases its juice, the balsamic sinks in, the garlic is there, and they're perfect on salads and just condiments for that. Tomatoes do not like the refrigerator, so when you bring them home, only buy what you need and keep them on your counter. These little guys are also always available, highly liquid. There are lots and lots of juice and lots of seeds. You'll often find them like big slabs in a burger, things like that. So when you buy them, wash, obviously, and my favorite tool is a serrated knife. So when you cut tomatoes, use a serrated knife, because if you don't and your knife isn't sharp, what you'll do is you'll tear the skin and it won't have a nice clean cut. So when you use a knife like this, boom, it just slices through perfectly. But you can see, as you know, full of seeds, full of juice. So it is a good sauce tomato insofar as that, but you always want to be able to take the skin off. So if you don't want to take the skin off, the Roma are my favorite. They have very little seeds and very little juice, so they've got great ability to break down into a bolognese sauce or a tomato sauce or a whatever sauce. So when you cut through, you can see that there's not a lot of juice. It's all pulpy meat, and that's what you like. And if you're looking for picture perfect, don't buy heirloom tomatoes. They are picked at their height, and they'll always be irregular. They'll always have blemishes. They'll always be scarred. So if you're a perfectionist and you're looking for that, stay away from these. But if you're all about loving food and dynamic flavors and the freshest taste of tomatoes you can ever get, heirloom tomatoes are the ones that you want. They're not available very often, usually at the height of summer. The best ones in BC are always grown in the Okanagan because of the hot. You can probably grow them in your backyard when we get a good hot summer, but they are fantastic. I love the yellow, but you can see if that's a bothersome to you, you need to get over it and love it for what it is, because they have the most delicious flavor. The varieties in the summer just are endless. Onions. How to pick a good sweet onion. Everybody, when you go in and it says sweet onions, pretty much they're all lying, because there is no such thing as a sweet onion. The only two onions that are sweet are in the summer, and they are either Walla Walla sweets from Washington State, or the Georgia Vidalia onions are super sweet. And when you choose them, choose the ones that are not round like this. They're squashed flat, and the flatter they are, the sweeter they are. Now I'm just using this example as round and flat because this is not a Vidalia or a Walla Walla. These are Cipollini, and these are Italian, and what you do with these is you peel them, steam them to get them soft, and then you soak them in balsamic until they absorb all of that great vinegary taste, and they turn perfectly brown, and they are just delicious with steaks, chicken, things like that. So Cipollini are fantastic. But when you look for onions, these ones are always going to make you cry. There's a million things that you can do. They say goggles. They say put a spoon in your mouth. They say all of these things. What you want to do with an onion, as soon as you cut it, you want the cut side down on your plate. Right away, put it down. And the reason is it's the fumes that make you cry. So if you minimize your access to it and you put the cut side down, you're good. The purple one, often used in salsas because it is the least strong. Of the round onions, it's probably the most pleasant. So a lot of times in a guacamole, because it gives a little bit of crunch without. Now, if you want to get rid of a lot of that stinging flavor of the onion, you can soak it in vinegar. And if you soak the onions in vinegar, or just even watered vinegar, it will minimize that sting. So I like these two for special things. These two are the most expensive that you can buy. And then there's the good old yellow cooking onion that is good for soups, ragouts, sauces, things like that. And they will make you cry. So pineapple, moving on. How do you pick a pineapple? How do you know? What is it? We're kind of in pineapple season. They're coming in from Hawaii and we're really lucky to have them. These, you'll see that when they're sort of shriveled like that, they've had a long boat ride. I like to go through and give a tug, and when I tug, these should pull out quite easily, and when it pulls out easily, you've got pretty much guarantee a ripe one. Use your nose, smell. Always look at the bottom to make sure that there's no mold. And how do you cut these beasts? I just take the top off, and you have to be a little bit ruthless with them. You can see that's beautiful and yellow. I take the bottom off. Then we stand it on its end and we go down and we cut into it so we don't have a whole bunch of eyes. See, this part here you don't want. The eyes are not tasty. In one of our recipes, we're doing a grilled pineapple salsa, and we put it on the barbecue and we char it, and it is delicious. Pineapple just becomes alive. You can use it in a salsa, and then you can also use it with ice cream and maybe a homemade caramel sauce. So we cut it right down the middle, and then we cut it again, and then we take the core out. And then you can cut this any way you like it for a fruit salad, or at this point, take the spears, you could skewer them and then grill them on the barbecue. Delicious. So that is pineapple. And then avocado that everybody knows, and I always say, when you buy and you need them, buy them 2 days ahead. Don't buy one, don't buy two, buy three, because there is no guarantee of what's inside. When you buy them, give it a little bit of pressure on your thumb. If your thumb's going in, it isn't even good for guacamole. So you don't want it so soft that it's all mush. If that little stem pops out just like that, it's ripe and it's good. You take a thin knife like so, in, let your knife hit around that, meet it at the end, palms like so, turn it, open it up, a sharp knife without taking your wrist off, and just bang that out, pull it apart. And I never take a knife to this. I always peel it so that it doesn't have a scar. And sometimes they want to peel and sometimes they don't. Okay, and I'm going to take all the brown off because we just want it to be green. Lay it flat. Slice very paper thin. Pick it up, palm of your hand, fan it beautifully like that. And you've got yourself just this delightful avocado salad. Take your Roma tomato and slice it. Fan it. And tomato salad, a little balsamic, a little fleur de sel, maybe some basil down the middle. Finally, mango. They're kind of hard to deal with. Make sure that they're soft, not hard. They take a while to ripen, and you're just going to peel the skin ever so thinly. You don't want to waste it. How do you get through this? So the easiest way is to peel it just like I'm doing. Knife needs to be sharp all the way through like so. Then take your knife and start at the top and start there, and then just. But you can use this on top of a cake, you can use it in your fruit salad, you can use it in a mango tart, but this is the best way to cut a mango. And all we have left is the seed. So that's mango 101. There's many, many more that we could do, but for right now, that's what we're going to cover. I hope I helped you with some selections of some of the fruit and veg. Until next time, we'll see you at the Gourmet Warehouse.